Hello and welcome to another FX Centrum daily market analysis. For today, I will go through our cross asset list. As always, I will cover coffee market, WTI, US 100, USD Japanese yen, pound dollar, gold market, euro dollar, US 30, dollar index, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will use our FX Centrum platform. So let's start with the coffee market. This is the daily time frame, and I alerted about the breakout a couple of days ago. So last week we had a breakout of this multi-month consolidation, and we had a strong close, and then another followed by another strong close here, and that was a strong sign for the further upside movement. And as we can see, market is trading already around 214 level, and slow line is rising. As you can see, it's around the 60 mark, so there is still plenty of the space for the slow line to rally even towards 80 or even 80 plus mark. The fast line is around the 99 mark, so there is a strong momentum, but still there is no any sign of weakness for any kind of pullback yet. So we had another strong close on Friday. Take a look at the hourly time frame. As you can see, market is holding very well and with a very little supply, so this is a very good sign for the upside momentum and a strong sign for the bullish environment. So let's speak about the next short-term upside objective. As alerted last week, so 220 mark is the first upside objective, and then we can identify here we have a 225 mark, and then so on and so forth, and 230 mark. So pay attention to this strong upside environment and pay attention on intraday pullbacks for potential upside continuation. The next market is WTI. So there was a chance for the pullback and correction. Market traded into the upper Bollinger Band, but as you can see here, we had a mini gap and market finally broke this lower Bollinger Band and held for a couple of bars. So this can be just a pullback and reaction. Now this flag can act like resistance, so the area between, I will say, 86.20 and 86.60. Middle Bollinger Band on the hourly time frame is set at 86.50. And let's take a look at the daily time frame. What we have here, middle Bollinger Band and the previous swing high area around 85.50, 83.50 and 82.80 mark. So this can be the downside objective for this pullback on a daily time frame. Potential pullback on a daily time frame. We can see here the fresh bear cross on stochastic oscillator, so that's also a first warning sign, and see that the slow line is just starting to move to the downside. The fast line already, you can see this downside momentum. Additionally, here we had a rate of change. This was another sign, the rate of change divergence. So market was making higher highs, but the rate of change made a lower high. That was a bearish divergence, and that led to this downside movement. The potential for the downside movement, and at least deeper pullback on the daily time frame. Now let's speak about the US 100. So this market is now in very tight contraction between on the hourly time frame. Let me just go here on the hourly time frame. So we have the swing height 18,226, and we have a support around 17,870 mark. This strong close, this is a strong imbalance, and from my view, all of this upside movement, and this is just a reaction based on this sell-off. So I do see potential for the downside continuation next period towards the 17,860, at least for the retest of this level, but potentially for the retest of 17,800 or even 17,320 mark. Slow line is actually sloping to the downside around the 60 level. Fast line, we had this correction on the fast line, and the rate of change, we have a downside flip today. Hourly time frame, we had a mini contraction here, but market went way too optimistic and way too excited here for a couple of bars, and then had the immediate down close into the Bollinger Band and now sideways. So I see potential for the downside continuation. Anyway, I would like on the daily time frame to re-break potentially 17, to re-break this area around 17,870 mark and 70,870 mark. So downside potential still in the play, and from my view, the last couple of months we have a distribution process that is going on, so this can result with a bigger sharp downside move in next period, a bigger sell-off on these indices. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look at the USD Japanese yen. So this was a perfect test reject of the middle Bollinger Band on the daily time frame, as you can see here, and around 150.80. And now we are very close to the key mid, long-term, and short-term resistance at the 152. Bollinger Band are starting to contract at this point, but the break of 152 and hold above, and especially if we can even break 152.80, this upper Bollinger Band, this can be a strong upside breakout that can lead to the, let's take a minimum 146, so we here is like 500 pips, 600 pips rally. So even the levels around 157, 158 can be in the play short midterm on the yen if we can see the breakout to 152. And if the dead breakout can hold and we have a strong supportive price action. So let's watch this carefully. This may be the main idea for this week, something to pay attention, and I will definitely alert about this our clients. So don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and our social media, so you will be alerted about if the USD Japanese yen starts to break out. Now we have a pound dollar. So there was a classic 2-day rally and then rejection from the middle Bollinger Band, which is sloping to the downside. You can see the slow line is sloping to the upside. The fast line had just correction, but overall it's kind of mixed, but I still see potential for the retest of the lows around 1.2575, and eventually retest of the lower Bollinger Band around 1.2535 mark. This middle Bollinger Band is holding well, so this is a 20-bar moving average in the hourly time frame. We had this down break, and then there was a rejection, but we didn't actually have absorption. So if we can retest again this and break 600 mark, this can be a good sign for potential downside continuation on the pound dollar. Now let's take a look at the gold market. So on the gold market, you can see market is trading just alongside this upper Bollinger Band, and we're building more and more bearish divergences on the rate of change. So this is a one thing. We had an inside day on Friday. The day market traded higher into 2350, but there was upper Bollinger Band and some temporal rejection at this point. So far, this middle Bollinger Band is holding well. We don't have a change in the trend dynamic. This is where the market traded lower, but market actually had a whole absorption of this downside move. And then there was a natural pullback on the hourly time frame, and so far is holding relatively well. So let's speak about the next target. Next target can be around 2350 mark and 2375 on the upside, but so far we're still trading just in the around the upper Bollinger Band. You can also identify here the bearish divergence on the hourly, so we have some weaknesses that are coming into the play, as you see here. Higher high, but the lower high on the oscillator on the hourly time frame. On the daily, that we have a bearish divergence. The rate of change can result with a at least pullback in next period in the daily time frame, but still no confirmation for that on the intraday frames, like for example hourly time frame. So we need to be patient on the gold and wait for a wait for a better confirmation. Euro dollar is similar, like we saw on the pound dollar, rejection the middle Bollinger Band and just holding around. Slow line is sloping to the upside, fast line is trying to correct at this point. So just chopping around the middle Bollinger Band around 1.0830 mark. Hourly time frame pretty much sideways, as you can see. Rebreak of 1.0800 mark can be a good sign, and if we can break and hold below this level, good sign for further drop towards 1.0723. So we will see how that will develop. We have US 30. Market went from the upper Bollinger Band to the lower Bollinger Band. Low line is sloping to the downside, and we can see around the 50 mark. Fast line had just correction, but the flip, the rate of change flip on to the downside on the rate of change. So we might see the retest at least of 38,500 mark, or even 38,040 mark in next period. So pay attention. We can see also here that relative to this area here, the Bollinger Bands are more expanding, so that we have volatility going on US 30. So versus this area where the Bollinger Band was mostly contracting around this stage here for, I will say, a month or so. And then here we started really volatility. So expect some bigger movement on the US 30. And from this view, there is a chance for a further drop and the downside movement based on the current condition. And then the dollar index had a classical pullback from my perspective. The slow line is still trading above the 75 mark, above the 80 mark, suggesting like a strong upside environment. The fast line had a bear cross, and this was the result potentially of this pullback. We had a 2 days pullback, and then there was a flip here. Middle Bollinger Band 103.90 mark is holding like a strong support, and we'll have the pin bar and tail on Friday, but there is a chance from my perspective, for the retest of the 105 mark. So let's take a look at the hourly time frame. As you see, market is trying here we had this pop up at this point, and then it was negated, but still holding, building higher lows. So this can be still, it's very, from my view, it's constructive. We had a bull divergence, the big bull divergence in this area. So there is a chance definitely for higher price and increase in the dollar index. And let's see the Bitcoin versus US dollar, pretty flat, contracting on the daily time frame in the Bollinger Bands. Resistance at 71,700 mark and 73,900 mark. We have a support and lower Bollinger Band around 64,500, 64,800 mark. And then there is also another support around 60,000, 61,000 mark. Fast line pretty flat, slow line is sloping to the upside, but I would like to see the breakout of this contraction. Maybe the Bollinger Bands could even contract even more, like at this point, and then eventual breakout that can hold can lead to the next directional move. That'll be all for this update. And if you didn't visit our website, fxcentrum.com, please do so you can explore our FXC TV, and you can stay up to date on our technical analysis and covering of our liquid markets and different tutorials that you can explore, trading ideas, at least one per week short-term trading idea. And you can open an account in just a few clicks. Literally, it will take like a couple of minutes. You can try a free demo account, around the $10,000 demo account, or create a live account and explore our FX Centrum platform. That'll be all for this FX Centrum daily market analysis. Have a good trading day and speak to you soon.